Although ICTs account for about 2.5% of total greenhouse gas emissions, they could potentially help reduce the other 97.5% in other sectors. ICTs could save approximately 7.8 gigatons of CO2 emissions by 2020, roughly 15% of these emissions. ICT-enabled energy efficiencies alone could translate to about $950 billion in cost savings.
Technology is one of the issues that has caused climate change. Technology from the steam engine through the creation of electricity through to today's ICTs. Technology is part of the problem, but it's also part of the solution. We have within our grasp the technology to be able to address climate change. What we're lacking at the moment is the will.
It is very clear that we can't get to the targets we want in this world unless we leverage technology. We have to use technology, that's clear. And I would say almost every politician start to realize that. That's why Obama in his stimulus package, he has a rollout of fixed broadband. The Chinese have, part of their stimulus package is the rollout of mobile broadband. So it's a huge difference from where I see it over only the last couple of years.
In October 2007, Telstra published a landmark expert report called Towards a High Bandwidth, Low Carbon Future. It looked at how telecoms can help to reduce greenhouse gas emissions.
I think the results were quite, quite surprising, not just for Telstra, but also for us, which was, I don't think we'd appreciated the significance of the telecommunications sector as a provider of solutions to climate change problems.
The Loddon Mallee Virtual Trauma and Critical Care Unit originated about 4 years ago. It was a vision to deliver real-time video conferencing services out of metropolitan areas into rural Australia.
Being the clinical information, the data, the ability to view things like ECGs and the actual monitor that the patient is connected to and the data coming from that monitor, it's as close as we can get to having the patient in our own department.
There's about $1.25 to $1.5 million per annum spent in this region alone on the cost of taking people from these hospitals to Melbourne. With this technology in place, we'll be able to save at least $550,000 per annum, and that money is sufficient to allow these hospitals to keep this service running at zero cost.
Telemedicine is definitely part of the future because I don't foresee that there'll be a great flood of specialists to the regional areas. So the necessity for that level of support, I think, is going to be something that we really need to continue with.
At the heart of Telstra's strategy is its next G wireless broadband network, which it launched in 2006.
In a country like Australia, which is about the size of continental USA, with a population not much bigger than the state of New York, we've been able to roll out a 3G technology using this 3GPP evolution. It's been great for Australia and it's been great for our business.
GrainCorp operates the largest storage and logistics network on the east coast of Australia.
In harvest, I'd spend about 60% of my time moving around the countryside, making sure that the sites are up and operational and everything's working fine. You get a lot more coverage than we were before, and a lot more coverage at speed than we were getting before.
With NextG deployment for roles which are highly integrated into our transactional systems, we've seen a 3 to 4 hour per week improvement in actual productivity.
Well, from the efficiency and productivity point of view, everybody's a lot happier because they get their problems solved a lot quicker. NextG allows me to get in there, get the problem fixed, get out, let them continue on with their work.
NICTA is Australia's largest dedicated ICT research organisation. And here at the agricultural campus of the University of Melbourne in southern Australia, NICTA is testing a scheme for water management and irrigation.
With the technology, I can say when the plants need water at the right time, because I know how these apples grow, and so I can apply the water exactly at the right time so that they get the water when they need it most, for colour, for growth, for quality. Top of that, we can time the irrigation so that they only get the water for as long as it's necessary. So as soon as water leaves the root zone, irrigation has to stop. This system allows you that to do. It's making a difference between having an apple of this kind, nice, bright, juicy, large, versus a very small, scrawny apple. This one will get 20 cents for a kilogram somewhere for juice. This one will make more than $1 a kilogram. if I can make more of these, then I'm doing something great for this farmer here.
This is a technology that regulates the water flow, it tests the dampness of the soil, it works out how much extra water individual trees and apples. I mean, this is extraordinary technology. It is where the future is. These sort of applications are what will drive productivity, save water, and in a country like Australia, that is just so vital.
ICT is an integral component for the Singapore Land Transport Authority. It uses ICT for its 24-hour monitoring and management of traffic for an efficient and green transport system.
ICT is useful for us to get information from the many sensors that we have on our road network, pump it back to our control center for the intelligent software to make optimization work, and therefore keep traffic on our roads flowing, save fuel, and therefore reduce pollution and so forth.
In addition to the savings possible by supporting other sectors to be more energy efficient, there are also potential energy savings from dematerialization or substitution.
Moving bits is always less environmentally damaging than moving atoms. It's much better to change the way we make decisions, change the data that we collect to move towards use of information, becoming smarter at what we do, than it is to move a lot of materials around and to do things in a less efficient way. So by becoming smarter and becoming less materials intensive, moving bits instead of atoms, will have a greater impact on the overall energy use and environmental impact in society.